The Scorcher might just be the top tier primary weapon for taking the fight to the squid menace we are currently knee deep in. Picture this, you're getting overwhelmed mid-rappel op, your squad's on the back foot, and just as you think you've stabilised, boom, the calamari teleport in a massive drop full of those nightmare-inducing flesh mobs. Your support weapon's dry, and now it's all on your primary. So, you pull out your fully loaded Scorcher, hold the trigger, and absolutely melt through the enemy. Flesh mobs torn apart in seconds. Reload, rinse, repeat. This is where the Scorcher earns its name, folks. It absolutely destroys Illuminate threats, turning them into the crispiest of calamari imaginable, especially those absolutely treacherous flesh mobs and the various types of overseer. Now, when you pair this beast with a supply pack, you are practically an unstoppable force. You'll be one of the most terrifying Helldivers the squids will ever face. Its blistering fire rate, combined with the vertical foregrip, makes it easy to maintain pinpoint control. You're landing accurate volleys one after another like it's nothing. Watchers in the sky, boom, gone in a flash. Ground swarms of voteless, erased. Aside from the supply pack, I do also have some really tasty suggestions in terms of secondary and stratagem choices, which we'll go over later in the video. It's all going to be about conserving your Scorcher ammo for the bigger threats, folks. The way it deals with stingrays, with its impressive fire rate that allows it to mag dump into the fuselage of these annoying crafts, is nothing short of fantastic. Just take a look at how effortlessly this weapon can deal with these. I'd actually say that this is easier to use against stingrays than the Eruptor, which once again makes it an awesome pairing with any other useful support weapon. It isn't the best at dealing with harvesters, but due to its sustained damage output, it does some very respectable damage to assist with these menacing tripods and taking them down swiftly. Before we get into the rest of the weapons, if you're enjoying the video, and only if you are, please do be sure to slap that like button to push this out to other Helldivers who are currently fighting the Illuminate invasion. And of course, if you're enjoying the video that much, please do sub to the channel to keep informed for more cracked content. Speaking of cracked, where this loadout truly shines is when you begin to think about it in terms of implementing a weapon rotation, which includes not only the Scorcher, but also the dagger and everybody's favourite rifle, the AMR, our support weapon of choice, folks. I'll put some footage on the screen now so you can see what I'm explaining being demonstrated. Essentially, you should focus on using the dagger exclusively to clear out voteless. It is incredibly effective at doing so due to the fire procs and just how quickly they go down in conjunction with how energy weapons behave. This takes the pressure off using the Scorcher, and as a result we can be more economic with the supply backpack and ammo in general that will be fueling both our primary and support weapon, the AMR. The AMR works incredibly well, not only at picking off enemies like Watchers from a distance, but also Jet Overseers, and perhaps most importantly, it does serious work against flesh mobs and harvesters too. More on that later. What is surprising is the AMR also works incredibly effectively when you mag dump into targets, in the sense that not only is the damage sky high, but the accuracy is also surprisingly strong as well. I have found that switching between mag dumps on both the Scorcher and the AMR is highly effective at controlling the battlefield, and once you've got comfortable with the rotation between all three weapons, you can manage your ammo really effectively, making this loadout incredibly powerful against the calamari scumbags. The AMR is just always a brilliant one to go to against Illuminate. It's so effective against the new stingrays. You can mag dump into the bottom of them as they pass over your head and take them out very quickly, very satisfying. And also, harvesters, you become their worst nightmare once you start raining in the pain on their hip joints. Speaking of raining in the pain, before we go into the stratagem choices, here's an example of a killer combo which highlights the output of this loadout brilliantly. Oh my days, watch this. Watch this combo. This is going to be insane. Reload. Gat going up. Look at the damage, man. He's so strong. You're cooked. You're all cooked. So are you. Oh, man, this is epic. Look at this guy. See you later. Firecracker grenades are where it's at with this loadout if you want to get some serious damage output rolling in a highly synergistic manner between your grenade slot and using the mag dumping rotation we spoke about earlier. It will absolutely blow your mind just how quickly you can remove huge quantities of calamari scumbags ranging from both just small voteless all the way up to flesh mobs and overseers. Don't be conservative with these things, folks. Get them thrown in and go to town with your weapons on groups. You can power your loadout really efficiently with a supply pack, and the sheer amount of ammo lying around the map you will naturally find, so don't worry, just crack on with the fighting. You can further compound the effectiveness of this approach by relying on our stratagem picks, which is of course every Squid Force's nemesis, the Gatling Sentry. This thing does incredible work if it's left to its own devices, and you can combine this with the firepower we've already discussed for utterly devastating effects. This works in any situation, but it's particularly spicy, of course, in choke points with the firecracker nades thrown in for good measure. Bringing along the Gatling Sentry is also a very wise choice because with this loadout, we're aiming to overwhelm the squids with a hail of bullets, and if you combine this with the MG206, especially against things like the flesh mob, it's seriously impressive how quickly you can bring these down. You can also further compound this use of sentries by coordinating with your squad mate. One of you grabs the autocannon, one of you grabs the Gatling, perhaps one of you even grabs the flame turret, and just watch things cook. The Illuminates do not like these things, folks. There is a place in every loadout for them. The 500 kg is a really solid pick here. Excellent clear potential, and it can obliterate any armored enemy in the Squid Force with ease. It's especially helpful against groups of harvesters, which can get quite scary at times, and it also deals with fortifications and other squid structures and hotspots effectively. There are also a couple of slight tweaks that you can introduce into this build if you'd like to change up the playstyle a little bit. For the grenade, it's either the gas grenade if you want to improve your crowd controlling large groups of enemies. It's also really effective with the new flesh mobs. And speaking of which, if you'd rather go direct for them, why not go for the thermite to deal with them? It's really efficient in this area as well. In terms of the armor choices, we're going for anything with siege ready. This armor comes with a bonus ammo capacity to both the weapons we're using, and the 30% increased reload speed is ridiculously strong. If you don't want to play the AMR, you can also change it up and play anything that would benefit from a backpack. In my experience, that's the HMG 206. You could argue maybe even the grenade launcher. That's not for me against Illuminate, but you might want to try that one, folks. With this in mind, what are some of your favourite loadouts? Let me know in the comments below. Squids, the WarpPack tech works well to take the hybrid offensive and defensive approach, using the pack to move out of harm's way and seize those opportunities for deletion. I found that using either the new volley gun or the old faithful eruptor in combination with the MG43 is a really solid choice here. The MG43 comes with enough punch to shred through enemies of all varieties, including stingrays and tripods, and due to the use of the WarpPack, the need to be stationary when reloading isn't that much of a problem anymore because you can escape and you don't get that mag pressure that you'd get with the heavy HMG as well, with the lack of supply pack on your back. You want to be hitting flesh mobs with an eruptor shot and then mag dumping the MG into them to bring them down, and if you want more detail, you can check out other videos on the channel which I'll put at the end of the video. What is really interesting is actually how insanely well this new volley gun performs against Illuminate. Put this in full volley mode and you can two-tap, yes, two-tap flesh mobs. It's absolutely insane. Use it with siege ready armor to increase the reload speed if you want, but this is absolutely nuts, folks. Wait for it, it gets even crazier. You can one-shot, yes, one-shot a tripod if you hit the eye weak spot directly. Absolute madness. So with this in mind, if you use the volley gun for these purposes, take the dagger to deal with voteless, and the MG43 as our main source of pain for things like overseers and stingrays, backing us up when we need more firepower, we have an incredibly strong loadout here, folks. I also find great mileage in using this combo with the Gatling barrage, as it allows you to close off areas that we can teleport behind and manipulate hordes of Illuminate to walk straight into it, and it also does a great job of chipping down shields on tripods, and then you can of course open up with that volley gun into the eye very easily, and it also does work against the Leviathans too, which is a nice touch. Speaking of cracked, let's change things up and take a look at an incredibly flexible and potent anti-tank style setup. Grab the anti-tank emplacement, the Emancipator mech, and a spear to become every Leviathan and heavy Illuminate presence's worst nightmare. You are literally a wrecking ball, and if you rotate your stratagem sensibly, your team will love you for dealing with the bigger threats whilst they implement a more holistic approach to bringing down the Calamari scumbags. 4 spear shots can take out a Leviathan from the sky, and if you're doing some sort of objective hold, don't be afraid to throw the second spear down for one of your teammates to either help you out with shots themselves, or grab the backpack and do some team reload tech to speed things up. Very fun. The autocannons on the mech also make short work of not only heavy threats, but they can also hammer down Leviathans, and on a repel mission, they are excellent against masses of UFOs. If you'd rather peel things back a little bit, you can take the laser cannon and implement the tech that I'm going to discuss in the next section of the video. Be sure to check that out, folks. This will make things a bit more balanced, but you'll also have the anti-tank ability to lean into here. You can combo this approach with the Scorcher, which does excellent damage to all Illuminate enemies, or if you prefer a more Call of Duty style approach, grab the Liberator Penetrator, get it maxed and slap on the drum mag, along with the optimal ergo and recoil control attachments, and have a blast. Throw in a 500 kg and engineering armor here so you get more bang for your buck with the thermite grenades to deal with heavier targets and UFOs. Speaking of which, loadout number 2 is absolutely cracked. This one focuses on the laser cannon as a backbone to our loadout and primary weapon choice. If we use this support weapon as the opener, allowing it to nearly overheat, then switch to our primary weapon before then switching back to the laser cannon, which will have mostly cooled off by this point, it is insane just how much damage you can put out purely because of the uptime. There's no reload until the very end of the second round of the laser cannon. The beauty of this tech is that it works with a variety of weapons. The Reprimand, the Eruptor, the Scorcher, but my personal favourite is the Adjudicator, or Judy as we affectionately refer to her on stream. Do not sleep on this weapon, folks. I was unsure about this one, but once you start using it and you get the recoil and ergonomics under control, this thing becomes an absolute powerhouse. Don't get it mistaken. As soon as you get the vertical foregrip, it takes it up a notch, but where it truly shines is when you slap on the muzzle brake, flash hider, or compensator. Pick whichever one you feel fits best here, folks. It's really a choice between how you want to balance your vertical and horizontal recoil. Regardless, this thing turns into an incredibly punchy medium armor pen AR. My favorite thing about this weapon is its ability to deal with all overseer types incredibly well. Mag dumping into flesh mobs is also very effective, but where it truly shines is where we combine it once again with the laser cannon and the dagger. Much like the laser setup, use the dagger on Voteless to preserve the ammo, mag dump with Judy into the high value targets such as flesh mobs and overseers, and instead of sitting in the reload animation, switch to the laser cannon and use this as an extension of your magazine until it nearly overheats. Switch back, rinse, repeat, profit. Siege ready armor really helps with the reload on the Judy and gives you some additional mag, so don't sleep on that one, folks. With this setup, I find that the gas dog and the firecracker grenades really do a number on the Illuminate hordes, bringing them crashing to the ground with ease because there's just so much raw damage output being pumped out there. Moving on to the laser cannon, it melts the trash mobs, obviously, and shreds flesh mobs, wrecks overseers, and most importantly, it does solid work against harvesters, which are often the weak link in Illuminate loadouts. Oh, and the tracking against stingrays mid-flight, melting them into slag, extremely satisfying. But weapons alone won't cut it, folks. To take this further, we need to adopt a specific playstyle and stratagem setup. To maximize this combo, we stack both fire and gas effects. Stratagem and grenade wise, this means gas focused picks like the gas dog, the gas grenades, and or orbital gas strike. They all fit really well. Personally, I go with the gas dog rover, set it and forget it, and it usually does more than enough. Check out this next video, it's got you covered. Take care of yourselves, keep having fun, come check out a stream on YouTube or Twitch, and I'll see you in the next one.